Yo, what is going on, you guys? This is GamingWithSal and welcome back to the channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get right into it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare was revealed about a day ago from now, and we got a ton of information besides just that trailer through reputable sources such as Charlie Intel, Eurogamer, Kotaku, etc. And I'm basically gonna go ahead and share every single thing that you need to know about Modern Warfare up until this point, or every single information that has come out. And basically I'm gonna go ahead and present all of that to you guys in one single video right here, right now. So sit back and relax and let's get right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and basically start off with some of the more obvious things that pretty much everyone already kind of knows about most likely. And then I'm going to go ahead and cover the information that I feel like is not being talked about that much, or is most likely not known by you guys who are watching this video. And the reason I'm going to go ahead and do this is for the sake of sharing all the information, like I said, in one video. So let's go ahead and start off by the first thing I want to go ahead and talk about. And that is Modern Warfare is not going to have a season pass this year, and that DLC post launch is going to be most likely free. And this type of content most likely includes things such as the post-launch maps that we usually got in the past through DLC packs, or once again, like I said, a season pass. Now this is huge, you guys, because this is the first time ever that Call of Duty is going to deviate away from a business model that supports things like season passes. And this is going to be really great for the franchise because now players won't be fragmented when it comes down to things like multiplayer between those who have the maps and those who don't have the maps because they decided not to purchase it. Now everyone's going to have the same amount of content at the same exact time, which means better lobbies, more filled lobbies, and actually getting to play these DLC maps more often. Because I don't know about you guys, I've gotten the season pass before for a game such as Black Ops 3, and I barely ever got to play any of the post-launch maps because of the fact that my lobbies weren't as populated due to people not wanting to buy the season pass to begin with. So this is definitely a welcome change by the Call of Duty community for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about crossplay, because this was another thing that Call of Duty fans have always wished and dreamed for it to come to a franchise such as this. And guess what? We are finally getting that with Call of Duty 2019. I can't believe it, you guys. There will be a very high chance of us getting to play with people outside of the console that we own. I can finally actually have like a PS4 versus Xbox players war between my friends who own both consoles. I personally own a PS4 and I can't wait to squad up with my PS4 online friends and go up against my Xbox friends and just have so many memorable moments with us possibly battling it out to see which console players are the more superior ones. Now, this part that I'm about to say is probably not confirmed, but was reported, and it says here that the way crossplay is going to work is that you will have the option to decide whether you want to go ahead and go up against people that are from your own console or be able to match up with players that are outside of your consoles as well. Something similar to Fortnite and how crossplay works over there. So that's also good news in case you guys don't want to go up against PC players possibly, or Xbox players, and just want to stay within your PS4 if that's the console that you own, as an example. So this is once again very exciting news, you guys. I can't wait to actually see how this really plays out in the long run when it comes to Call of Duty 2019 and the franchise as a whole in regards to its future. Now, the third thing I want to go ahead and talk about is, yes, COD points will be coming back for sure. And once again, this is like a no-brainer type of information just because of the fact that microtransactions are not going to be going anywhere. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that the reason I brought this up is because this opens up the doors for how microtransactions are going to work for this year's Call of Duty. Is it going to be similar to Black Ops 4? Is it going to be similar to Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered's supply drop system? I hope so. We don't really know. Once again, just brought it up to kind of plant that seed of curiosity in all of our minds and just give us something to think about even after this video of how this system is going to work within a game such as Modern Warfare this year. Next up, the campaign apparently is going to be intense, controversial, and will surround the idea that was also present in a mission such as No Russian from Modern Warfare 2. And based off of what I saw from the trailer, seeing these leaks and seeing these YouTubers who have gotten to fly out to Infinity Ward last week and see the game for themselves a little bit earlier, it seems like Infinity Ward is not holding back this year, which makes me very, very happy. Reports just keep coming in about how this game is going to really hit hard at home and make us feel emotional and attached to the storyline, to the characters, and actually feel the pain that these people, once again in the storyline, are going through. And that's something that I feel like Call of Duty has been lacking for quite a while as far as its campaign goes. So I'm glad to see that Infinity Ward is not going to let the sensitive snowflakes out there affect what they want to do with their game, and society nowadays being offended by everything, once again affecting what they want to do. And I'm glad that they're stepping up and saying, you know what, we don't care, we're going to do what we think is right for our game. Now, the fifth thing I want to go ahead and talk about is how Captain Price is back alongside with Soap McTavish. So yes, it was just recently recently reported by Polygon, which once again is a very reputable source, that Soap will be returning to this year's Modern Warfare title alongside with Price. Now with Price, we already knew he was going to be coming back because of the trailer and just the cover art of the game itself, but we didn't really know for sure if other Modern Warfare characters will be making a return. But now once again, a reputable source is saying that Soap is going to come back, which leads me to believe that there is no doubt that characters such as Ghosts, Gaz, and very iconic people within the Modern Warfare universe will also come back, because why wouldn't they, right? This is the perfect opportunity to bring those characters back, and to see these characters make a return, it's getting me excited for the game more than I already was. Next up, let's go ahead and discuss how Modern Warfare 2019 is going to be built on a brand new engine, which apparently was worked on for almost 5 years now, according to Eurogamer. So back a couple of months ago, maybe a year ago, Infinity Ward went ahead and announced that they will be extending their development studio to Poland, which was called Infinity Ward Poland. We had no idea what they were working on. We don't know what the point of them extending their development studio to be over there was for. And in response to this news, I went ahead and made a video about a couple of months ago, actually no, much more longer than a couple of months ago, talking about how Infinity Ward is possibly working on a new engine, and maybe that's what Infinity Ward Poland was all about. And surprisingly, I was actually right to see that that was the case, which I'm not trying to say in a gloating way. I'm just trying to say that I'm surprised that I was right for once. But once again, it's very cool to see that the dream of wanting a new engine or having a new engine for Call of Duty is actually coming true for once for this year. Now, moving away from that, let's go ahead and talk about the different editions for the game that's going to be coming out this year. Now, these editions include the Standard Edition, the Operator Edition, the Operator Enhanced Edition, the Precision Edition, and then the Dark Edition. Now, for the Precision and the Dark Editions, we really don't know what is going to be coming exactly with those specific versions of the game, but we do know what's going to be coming with the Standard, the Operator, and the Operator Enhanced Editions, which I'll go ahead and put it up on your screen so you guys can go ahead and read that on your own. And this also includes the cost of each of these different editions. Now, at the moment, as you guys can see, there is no signs of the one thing that we also have been talking about a lot for the past couple of months, and that is Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. A lot of different sources out there were saying that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered will also be coming alongside with this year's Call of Duty, or sometime this year, or maybe even next year. But as you guys can see, none of these editions have Modern Warfare 2 Remastered written within them. Now, is it because they want to keep that a surprise still and we'll add that later on? Most likely. Or will it be its own standalone title? Once again, something to just kind of think about. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the third co-op game mode that's going to be coming with Modern Warfare this year, because apparently it's been confirmed that zombies will not be returning to this game, and instead we will have another co-op based mode that will act as the third game mode for Modern Warfare. And we actually got a description for this mode, which basically says, squad up and play cooperatively in a collection of elite operations accessible to all skill levels. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this sounds a lot like Spec Ops from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. So is it safe to say that Spec Ops is most likely going to be returning to Modern Warfare this year? I'll let you guys decide that. Now, as far as the campaign missions go, 2 missions have been revealed to some of the larger YouTubers that have already seen the game a week ago when they went to Infinity Ward and were invited by Activision and all that. And one of the missions was basically related to a group of Navy SEALs raiding a house in London, and this had to do a lot with night vision, which was really shown off in the trailer as well. And a lot of these YouTubers also said things that the graphics were amazing, the enemy AI that you were going up against were much more smarter than ever before in any other Call of Duty in terms of its campaign, and that the other mission also had to do with you playing as 2 kids and what they had to suffer through when having their village attacked and how it turned them into rebel fighters later on. And that it was also once again said that Captain Price was not in any of these missions. However, those 2 rebel fighters that we were actually looking at or talking about in that second mission that was shown will also meet up Price later on in the story. And then when it comes down to the final fact that I want to go ahead and share with you guys as far as campaign goes, it says here that we will be playing the campaign from multiple characters' perspectives who come from different factions, sort of like the old Call of Duty titles within the Modern Warfare series. So this is all very exciting because we get to see different perspectives of the story from different characters, and on top of that, this basically describes how that controversial topic that's going to be surrounding this game is actually embodied by these missions. So just wanted to quickly go ahead and share that with you guys as well as far as the campaign mission goes. Now let's go ahead and talk about the development for this game. Apparently this game has been in development for a little over 3 years, which means it's been worked on even during Infinite Warfare's life cycle back in 2016. I mean, could that explain why leaderboards and combat records weren't there on launch, and some of the minor content that was supposed to be there from the beginning wasn't there? Once again, maybe something to think about. And who knows, after looking at the hate that they received from Infinite Warfare, or for Infinite Warfare I should say, they were probably like, you know what, let's go ahead and just work on a different game and bring back Modern Warfare. I don't know, anything could have really happened at that moment in time, but it's crazy to think that this game was actually being developed for over 3 years. Now, if that's the case, I better be expecting a fully complete game on launch. Infinity Ward, just saying. Now let's go ahead and talk about console exclusivity, because that is still unfortunately a thing, but the good thing is that the DLC is most likely going to be free, seeing how there's no season pass. So it says here that PS4 players will get to play the DLCs 7 days earlier than the Xbox players. So once again, it's better than a month, but at the same time, we got to look at the bright side, which is it's free DLC. Everyone's going to get to have it at some point in time without having to pay for it. So even though I'm upset to see that console exclusivity is still a thing for Modern Warfare, at least it's nowhere near as bad as it was in the past. Now, the next thing I want to go ahead and bring up is specialists coming back to Modern Warfare. Now, before you guys get scared and go like, no, I don't want specialists in Modern Warfare, don't worry. They're not going to be anything like how they are in Black Ops 4. Kind of similar in the sense that they will have background stories and will have cosmetic items to them, but they won't have any special abilities and will be called operators instead. And as you guys can see on your screen, these are some examples of what cosmetic items can come for these operators in Modern Warfare. And the 3 that you see specifically on your screen are for a special edition for the game that you can get if you pre-order. And that's pretty much what specialists are all about here in Modern Warfare, which is really great news because at least we won't have abilities or anything crazy like that, like how we did in Black Ops 4. Another thing I want to go ahead and bring up in today's video is the player support for this game, because today Charlie Intel went ahead and reported that Modern Warfare is stating that it's going to support between 2 to 20 players online. Now, why does it say 20 players? Who knows? Maybe bigger game modes will be coming through multiplayer or the third game mode. We really don't know, but at the same time, it is still worth looking into, or at least to acknowledge once again in today's video. Now, the last few things I want to go ahead and share with you guys before I close out today's video is that the free-to-play component can still be a thing with multiplayer. However, it's still most likely in the works, seeing how some people from Activision are up for the idea while some people aren't. And it's not necessarily going to be the multiplayer that's going to be the free-to-play component. That's just my opinion of what it can be. And then when it comes down to something like Battle Royale, apparently YouTubers who were flown out asked Infinity Ward about the topic. However, they refused to answer any questions related to it. Maybe they won't have anything to do with VR, or maybe they could possibly just be working with Treyarch in the future in terms of Blackout and bringing Infinity Ward styled maps to that mode. We really don't know, but it's interesting to see how they refuse to actually answer anything about it or even acknowledge it. So that's interesting. And the last thing I want to go ahead and talk about, which I feel like is one of the more exciting things on this list, and that is Infinity Ward wants Modern Warfare to feel like one game and not 3 separate modes. So as an example, what they mean is things like weapon progression. They're going to be shared across all 3 modes, which means suppose you use like the Scar H in campaign. You can actually level that weapon up through the campaign, and whatever level progression you had from the campaign is going to be there for you in multiplayer as well as the third game mode, which makes it feel like that it's worth actually playing the other modes if you were maybe into just one single mode. Like suppose you're just a multiplayer person, it gives you an incentive to actually try out Spec Ops or the third game mode or something like the campaign if that's something that you were never really interested in before, which I really like that concept. And if weapon progression is just one of those things that they're planning on incorporating in terms of trying to unify all 3 game modes, I can't wait to see how else they go ahead and try to meet their goal with this certain idea. And with that said, you guys, that is all of the information or facts that I feel like you need to know about, or at least be informed about, when it comes to Modern Warfare for this year. I'm really excited to see what this game has to offer. Even just reading this list to you guys and sharing this information has gotten me hyped, because once again, we have seen things and have heard things that we felt like we would never ever see or hear from a company such as Activision. And this is really going to go ahead and shape Call of Duty for the better. Let me know in the comment section below of what you guys think about everything that we talked about in today's video, and just your feelings about Modern Warfare in general. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below if you guys want to go ahead and share them. But with that said, that's pretty much all I have for you guys in today's video. So if you guys enjoyed it, please go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon so you'll never miss an upload, and follow me on my social media accounts to stay connected. Links will always be in the description below, and I will go ahead and talk to you guys in the next one. So take care of yourselves, and bye.